Hey guys, this week we're going to talk about what fields are most in demand right now when it comes to overseas contracting. So we're going to actually talk about some of those fields a little more in depth and then kind of give some brief overview. And again, I am rocking the CT Fletcher wear this time, F average, because if you just want an average life, there's something wrong with you, man. You've got to have goals above and beyond that, and that's very much CT Fletcher's thing. Like I said, please guys, go like and subscribe that guy's channel, because he is just awesome in pretty much every way and really motivational. And so something he talks about is like, screw trying to have an average life or being an average person. Like, you know, you were not put on this planet for that. You should be like striving for a lot more. And I agree with that attitude. I love this freaking shirt I bought from his website, and yeah, man, so just wanted to, again, give a shout out and represent CT Fletcher. He's pretty awesome. And all right, on to our topic. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Intel. And despite the fact that, you know, a lot of people probably think of Intel as being a very military thing, the truth is that if you think about the intelligence community, it's actually run by civilian organizations. And so if you think of all of our acronym organizations, alphabet organizations, the FBI, CIA, DHS, all these things, that's all civilian run. And so yes, there is military intelligence. And when you're on a military base as an overseas contractor, you are going to be feeding the military intelligence. But there's a lot of civilian, it's a highly civilianized field. But this is something that is always in huge demand, because something we figured out is obviously the more intel we have about where we're at and the people around us and what the threats are, the safer we can make our people, which we really want to do. So intel is a really, really big in-demand field right now. And I would say if you were, say, you know, coming out of high school, or you're young and you're just out of high school and you're thinking about joining the military and trying to figure out something to do, you could definitely do way worse than going in and being an intel person, either in the Army, Air Force, whatever service branch you want. But if you did intel work, like coming out of there after just 4 years, say like if you go in, get your GI Bill, go to school for a little bit, do your 4 years, and you've got that experience and you're going to have a TS clearance, dog, you are set up for some big bank as an overseas contractor. You could basically set yourself up for life before you were 30. The next one I want to talk about is logistics. And so here's something where you more than likely don't need a military background to get into. If you are working in logistics, shipping, warehousing, transport, especially like any kind of logistics dealing with airfields and cargo movement and any of these kinds of things, man, there is a ton of need for that, and there always is, and there probably always will be. Because think of it this way: what if you were running the military? What would you have your military guys doing versus what you would want contractors doing? Well, you want your military guys pulling triggers. You want them out there conducting combat missions or peacekeeping operations, patrols, things where conflict is more likely, is inherent to that sort of thing. Well, something like the logistics of pulling cargo off aircraft and distributing supplies and warehousing stuff and transporting stuff, you know, you don't want to pay military guys to do that. You want to pay contractors to do that, because it's not inherently a military thing. It's just basically a logistical thing. So if you come from a logistical background, guess what? There's a lot of opportunity for that. So lastly, we're going to quickly cover some other fields that, you know, kind of round out what's needed. So the white collar fields, which is where I come from, your professional fields is going to be like HR, contracts, finance, cost analysis, anything like that. Basically, you're looking at degree professionals for that. All that, always in demand, and usually vast majority are not going to be requiring military experience, because you don't need it. You're working in a more of a civilianized kind of job field, and so your professional experience is far more important. The next thing is going to be trades. So if you work in the blue collar trades, the skilled trades such as being a welder, a carpenter, a plumber, electrician, these kinds of things, Man, Civilian Contractor Academy, this is why we set that up. That was the genesis of it. And we realized afterwards, as I was writing the course, I thought, we should probably include the professionals as well. And so we've added the white collar guys in with the Civilian Contractor Academy. So it's basically covering all your skilled trades as well as your white collar guys, your professional kind of types, your accountants and things like that, which there's a big need for. But there's a far, far bigger need for your aircon guys, man. If you're an HVAC dude, believe me, man, you got thousands and thousands of aircon units on every single base that need to be serviced. And so if you're an electrician, carpenter, aircon guy, any of those type of skilled trades, huge need for that, and you can make some pretty good bank for it. All right, and on the wrap up here, security. Of course, there is a big need for security. You are often, in a foreign land. You want to make sure your people are safe. And so security is definitely a big in-demand field. Now, the problem with security, as I've alluded to in other places, is the type of security you're going to do dictates the level of money. And if you are basically just standing a post with a gun, guess what? That is probably going to pay crap. It's going to pay jack crap these days. Whereas it used to be seen as like this very dangerous thing, and we need to hire people with like real great experience and this and that. These days, quite honestly, they have so many people that have deployed overseas and got trigger time. So unfortunately, it's working down. That's the way it is. If you have a huge supply with the same demand, guess what? Price drops. That's basic economics. So if you're in security, yes, there is a big need for security, but just be aware that the price is dropping. All right, so that's it. What career fields are in demand? Now you're in the know of kind of what I see as the big kind of driving fields that if you are in those fields, you're in demand. So hopefully that helps and helps motivate some of you guys to roll up your sleeves, get your ass to work, find you an overseas job, change your life, start living that contractor lifestyle, and kind of just basically be your own rock star, be the hero of your own story. All right? See you next week.